Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cougarlicious Clubhouse, where we feature women who stand in their own power, celebrates the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. Today we have some very special guests. I'm so excited. We have the fabulous K.Banks, who's a local comedian and producer. We're going to learn all about her. And we have the absolutely, I am so thrilled, Ed Regine. Ed Regine has been not only in Las Vegas, he's been in New York, he's been in Hollywood. Can't wait to tell you all about that. But first, a little bit about me. I am one of those retired ranting baby boomers who refuses to get old. Oh, I refuse. But I have to tell you, one good thing about being retired is getting that Medicare card. Yeah, and I got mine with the gold plan. I showed that to my doctor and she got so excited she set me up for more tests than a hooker at a VD convention. Well, the good news is my prostate is fine. Take it away.
Delicious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. All cool, delicious. Watch me take my stand, moving to the beat. Come and take my hand.
And what?
Yes. And again, welcome to this fabulous episode that we have planned for you. To get started, I want to recognize our show sponsor, Linder Health Skincare. Yes, Linder Health. It's like healthcare for your skin. I've been using it for years and I love it. And when you go on to linderhealth.com/Donna, order some products and they'll send you a free gift. It's just like saying, Donna sent me. And I want to thank all of our subscribers. We keep growing every single week. I'm so excited. Yay! Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And when you do, you're going to be entered into our summer giveaway sweepstakes. It's going to be going on all summer long. So be sure you get in there be sure you get your name in now. We're picking out winners every single week. You'll learn more about it at the end of the show. So now that we've got all of our housekeeping out of the way, I would love to introduce to you our fabulous female guest, Miss K.Banks.
Hello. It's so good to see you again, Donna.
So good to be seen. Yes.
A thorn between two roses.
That's right. Well, Ed is our eye candy today, ladies. And remember, put it in your comments. Who's your favorite eye candy? We want to hear about it because we want to bring them back, right? Right. Okay.
Do I want to come back?
Absolutely.
Of course I do.
Absolutely. When can you be sitting?
This is great.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is fabulous.
So, Kay, tell us, what are you up to? I know that you are having some fabulous success with a lot of the shows that you're producing. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my game show, Figure It Out, just got signed for season 2.
Wow.
Yes, so
that's
we are
great.
good for the rest of the year, which I'm so excited about.
For the rest of the year, all the way through December.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's exciting.
great.
Yeah.
And that's where again?
That's over at the Composers Room, the second Wednesday of every month.
Mhm. So tell us, it's such a great concept. Wait till you hear this concept.
I gotta hear
now, this
it.
is your idea, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you came up with this.
Well, so it was actually me and Haley Brooks. We were together for a writing session. We just kind of wrote this pilot episode just as like a one-off, as a joke. And then Phil Kotler, he was like rolling around, hey, we have a dead day at the Composers Room. I need something to fill it. And next thing you know, here we are.
That is, and
Good for
and
you. That's great. Yeah.
You
That's
have a
awesome.
full-on stage, presentation from what I've seen, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even my boss over at the pizza shop, I work at a pizza shop 2 days a week. Gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But then also he built me podiums, and the first ones were actually out of real wood, so they were too heavy to carry, so we had to rebuild them. So I have really nice podiums.
He didn't put them on wheels or anything for you? You had to drag it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, well... Yeah.
Yeah.
Best laid plans with mice and men, yes.
Yeah. But so now we're just upping the production value. We are fine tuning the writing and everything for it, and then we're starting to do like really themed nights for June. I actually had a group of lesbians come in for my contestants, and whew, that was some tea. Oh my God. We got into some gossip.
I have got to get into that. I've got to get to that show.
It was a wild one.
Even as
I don't know if that would be a show for me. Maybe
It's a show for everybody.
Oh,
It's just a
okay.
matter of if you like gossip or not.
I love gossip. Are
Okay,
you kidding?
sold.
It's great.
And what are the age groups that come to the show?
Honestly, it surprises me every week because 1 week I'll have young kids. 1 week I had all males there. 1 week I had an older crew and they were in it more than the young kids. There's no wrong answers.
Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that
Yeah.
right? Oh, that sounds like so much fun. What time is it?
Well, that's what's up for discussion right now. It used to be at 10 p.m. We're really hoping to move it to even 9:30.
That would be fun. That would be like more in my
Yeah.
time range,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
o'clock is basically bedtime.
Yeah,
that's-
exactly. Yeah.
Well, Kay, also, you were also part of the Comedy Rumble.
Yep.
You know, then that was at Wise Guys.
Yep, said and done.
I think we have a picture of you over at Wise Guys, don't we? Rick, if you want to bring that up for a second? Yes, yeah, there she is. Yeah, performing at Wise Guys. Yeah. And that show was at like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that one also was a weekend crowd.
Yeah.
So
and
we
you
could
were
kinda get
always
away
so
with it.
nice. You had me on the show several times, and I had to take a nap. I mean,
While you were on stage? Or?
I had to make sure I napped. And the big thing about that, of course, is that you want to bring all of your friends,
Of
to
course,
come to
yeah.
the show. But all of my friends,
Yeah.
they were asleep,
They're all-
so
They were having their walkers redone. Yeah. Greasing up the wheels of the walkers.
Right.
became a standard joke. I said, well, here comes Donna's group, Is it 10 o'clock yet? No, it's not.
I get it. I get it.
But no, you were phenomenal with that.
Thank
and about, just tell us a little bit about your journey. I mean, when did you actually start with you started in stand-up, and then you kind of moved into this whole production thing.
Yeah. I didn't realize what powers I had truly. So I actually started stand-up when I was like 23, 22 in San Francisco. And I went up, I think like 2 or 3 times. Like, of course, I'm at Brainwash. There's 74 comedians. I'm hammered by the time I'm the last one called, right? And they're like, you're funny. You just got to clean it up. I'm like, I don't know what that means. So, how do you be a stand-up? So then anyways, I dropped it for a little bit. And then I was actually recruited back in when I was working as a wedding planner. Yeah.
Wedding planner,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And then so I was at one of the little chapels right down on Main Street, you know what I mean? And it was actually my minister at the time. I think it was about 8 months of us working together. And he sat me down one night and he was like, yo, Banks, you have like very good habits of a seasoned comedian. Like, I would love to mentor you. Here's my textbook. Here's this, here's that. Turns out he's a professor of stand-up at UNLV. It's Jason Outlaw. Who found me.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, so then I spent 8 months just reading and writing.
See,
'cause-
educators are so great.
They're so
They
great.
really are,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they see the potential in people.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and
But he was the push I needed.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because he was like, have you ever considered stand-up? And I was like, oh my God, all the time, every day is my biggest wet dream. Like, what? What do you mean, what? You know what I mean?
So he took you under his wing and started to teach you and
Yep.
bring you along. And I think that's what you were saying also, Ed, a little bit earlier, was that, in this business, a lot of it has to do with the connections that you make and the people you know.
Absolutely. It's like I was telling you earlier, and I can mention it now. The 4 keys to success. Number 4 is luck. Number 3 is talent. Sorry. Number 2 is be proactive in your career. And number 1, obviously, who you know.
And
Who's
who
got
you
the
know.
key to the castle?
Right.
So, yeah, that's important. So it's good to get out there, make contacts, network, do whatever you can to get whoever interested in you, and then you just
Because you never know. You never know
who you're talking to.
who you're talking to or who they know.
Exactly.
And if you make that kind of impression.
Absolutely. Like if you go in for an audition and there's like a receptionist or a secretary, be really nice to her, because she may be the next Meryl Streep. You don't know that.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
And she might remember you. Oh, I remember that guy. He used to come in. He was so nice. Yeah, I have a part for him. I think he'll be really good. You know, so that's how it works.
And you have to be diligent. You have to be serious about your craft, and that you put in the time, and you have to be professional.
Of course.
Yeah.
Always. Always.
That's why it's show business.
That's a show business. That's a show of busyness.
That business end of it.
Emphasis on that.
And that's what I've always admired about Kay. This is what I've always seen. She's always been a very hard worker, very
That's great.
diligent,
That's
and
great.
takes her work very seriously.
Terrific.
So
Great.
kudos
Thank
to
you.
you, Miss Cougarlicious.
No, I just saw all these productions the same way that I saw a wedding, where I was just like, okay, you can break this up in a to-do list. You just got to make sure that you open a different file every day. And just like, what am I doing, right? And then just keep it on.
That's it. Keep on
trucking.
That's it. Keep on trucking.
Remember that one? Keep on trucking.
Well, no, I don't think she remembers it.
No,
I
that's
think
before your time.
it's our time. That's our time.
I know what you're talking about.
Here's another one you won't get. See you later, alligator. You won't get that one either.
When your legs get straighter. Bada bum bum.
We'll be here all week. Thank you.
And Ed, you have such an incredible background journey. You started in Rhode Island?
I started in Providence, Rhode Island, at a little club that was a sandwich shop. And at night they would put up these petitions and cordon it off and put a little wooden stage, and that would be the comedy club, And
I love that.
Yeah. So what happened was, I was in the automobile business. I was working in the car business, and a friend of mine in the business said, "Hey, my brother's getting married. We're having a bachelor party. Why don't you come?" I don't want to do that bachelor party, women jumping out of cakes and stuff. That's not my thing, right? He said, "No. We hired 2 comedians, real comedians from downtown at the comedy club, and they're going to perform. So you should come, because you're always goofing around, having fun." So I said, "All right, I'll go." So the first guy to come up, he was like a juggler and told a few jokes, and then he left. Second guy was like a poor man's Don Rickles. He went into the crowd. What's your name? Oh, so you're a car dealer? I bet I would. I buy a used car from you. Oh my God, and all of this.
Right.
So after it was over, he was having a soft drink at the bar, and I went over and I said, I made a statement that changed my life. I looked at him and said, I always wanted to be a comedian. And I thought he was going to say, well, that's nice. Maybe you should try it sometime.
Right.
He said, well, I have a club downtown. He said, and you come Thursday night, open mic. 4 months later, I got my first paid gig. And a year later, I was headlining, and that's it.
Isn't that it? It was just like a natural,
yeah.
It was just a natural progression, and that's when you know it's right.
Yeah.
When doors start opening for you, that's when you know it's right. It's as simple as that.
But what did they tell you the first time you went on stage? What comments did they say about it? Did they ask you how it felt, or did they make comments about what you did?
I honestly didn't have like much people around, just because I was starting to go to open mics, just kind of like, okay, just to be in the crowd, right? And then I was like, okay, I want to be funnier than that person. I want to be funnier than that one, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to work my way up through just seeing if I could edit already, right? And then once I felt like I was in the middle of the pack, that's when I was like, okay, now I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid. And then it was right before the new year, and then so going into 2023, I was like, okay, now I'm a stand-up comedian. Now I'm doing this. Like now I'm for real, But when I first started, I was writing way too smart for Vegas.
You got to know your
They
audience.
did not.
You gotta know your audience.
Yeah, you got to know your audience, right?
So
I had to dumb down a lot.
the first time I went up, the guy said, "You got 5 minutes." So 5 minutes. Oh yeah, okay. So I get up there and I do a couple of jokes about my nose, because my nose is kind of big, my Italian nose. I made a couple of jokes on my nose, and then a couple of other jokes. And I used to do the opening to Superman backwards, the old TV show.
Yep.
Faster than beating Smollett, more powerful than locomotive, able to lead ball tillings and a bingle sound. Looks up in the eye, it's a flirt, it's a bane, it's Mooper sand. Yes, it's Mooper sand. Vein strizzle from above and end who came to earth, the pillars of the power, he's far beyond those of metal port. Mooper sand who could change the course of Rady Rivers, Sten Beal in his hair bands, and who disguises Clark-Led, mild-mannered reporter for grip and Toronto newspaper, bites a never-ending final for Jews, trust us, and the American May. And I was done. I had nothing else. that was like 2 minutes, right?
That was incredible to witness.
So I'm like,
wasn't it?
So I'm like, no, thank you. I'm like, thank you, good night. And I went off, and he pulled me aside. He said, how did that feel? I said, wow. It felt unbelievable. I said, but much tougher than I thought it was going to
Yes.
be. He
Yeah.
said, but you know what? You looked comfortable up there. I said, well, I certainly was not comfortable. I can tell you that. And he said, you want to come back next week? I said, yeah, I do.
And then you start getting, that's
and
it.
then it
that's
started
it.
coming. Like I said, 4 months later, I got my first hosting job. 4 shows, $50. I'm like, I made it.
Yeah,
$50 is $50.
Yeah, I made it. Yeah, I'm the host.
Well, and then you moved into TV, Comedy
Then
Central,
I started
HBO.
doing all kinds of stuff. Well, I've been in the business 40 years, so I've done a lot in my career. I've worked with some of the biggest names in show business. It's in my autobiography here. Welcome to the stage.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
no, I wrote
Talk
this,
about this.
When COVID came. I just sat down and I wrote from the day I was born until COVID.
Wow.
That's my whole life is in there. There's some pictures in the back of celebrities I've worked with. I worked at like over 130 in my career. I'm not bragging. And that's when I first started. I was in the horse racing business. I was a little guy trying to be a groom or an exercise rider or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where do people get this book?
You can get this on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes, Amazon.
Amazon,
It's called Welcome to the
Barnes and
Stage.
Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
But read
Excellent.
the subtitle.
How a Forgotten Dream Became a Reality.
See that?
Yes.
So it's
Welcome
never
to
too
the
late.
stage.
You know what?
I love it.
It's never too late.
Never.
Never. No.
Absolutely not.
There's a guy out there now, an older gentleman. I don't know if you know him. I think his last name is Huggins. Frail old man, he comes out and his opening line is, "I left to come to the stage 20 minutes ago." So, and people love him. They're like, "Oh, this is like my grandpa. My grandpa's telling these jokes. It's so funny. My crazy uncle." So it's
true.
never too late. It's never
true.
too late.
Well, I think every stage of life, has its humor and it has its perspective. And turn that perspective into funny, and you've got a show.
There it is,
it doesn't
yeah.
really matter. Age is not a barrier. In
Not
this
in
business.
comedy.
Yeah, no.
Not in comedy.
No.
No, comedy you can go forever and you can be as old as you can be. Jack Benny, George Burns, all the old guys. They were in their 80s, 90s.
And they kept going.
And they kept
I
going.
remember seeing Pat Cooper.
Pat Cooper.
Before he died.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
he must have been 90-something
I don't
years
know
old.
what
He
it
was
was.
at a luncheon at the Italian American Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I just sat there. I mean, Pat Cooper.
Pat
he
Cooper.
was like, we were raised with Pat Cooper. I was sitting there like looking at this idol, and his timing was still as sharp as ever. He was just hitting the marks, boy, and he was just sitting there up on the stage, just boop 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 boop, and he had the whole place rolling.
I'll tell you a
And
funny
I-
Pat
yeah,
Cooper story.
yeah.
So my manager calls me and says, you have an audition for a feature film. It's going to be shot in Rhode Island. It's going to star Uma Thurman's brother. He's the star of the show. And you're going to play the heroine's father, which happened to be Melissa Leo, who won an Oscar for The Fighter. She
Yes,
was Ken
yes,
Joy.
yes,
So
yes.
she's
Great
she's a
actress.
co-star. And so I go in and I audition, and the casting director said, you're a little too young to be the dad. But we got a spot as a radio personality, a radio show. So would you like to do the radio show spot? I said, sure, I'd love to do that. So that's what I did. And who do you think got the father role?
Who?
Pat Cooper.
Pat Cooper.
Wow.
Pat
Wow.
Cooper.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
It's amazing
I mean,
stories.
it all connects sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then you were also in other movies as well. Yeah.
I have, again, I hate to, I'm not bragging, but
Hate to brag.
I have, I just reached 50 credits on IMDb, film credits. 50.
Wow.
Just
Congratulations.
hit 50. Yeah.
Look at who we have
I
here.
know,
We
this is
have
so exciting.
Here's the best
right
one.
here.
Here's the best one. Here's the best one. I got to tell you this. Do we have time? I got to tell you
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Okay. So my casting director calls me. Ed, what are you doing Friday? I said, nothing. Okay, we want you to audition for this thing. Okay. Go to Paramount Studios. Be there. Yeah, got it. So I walk in, and wardrobe takes me right to wardrobe. I'm like, oh, wow. Wow.
Bypass audition, go
Right
straight to
yeah,
wardrobe.
right to wardrobe.
Looks like I'm on the clock.
Right? So, and I don't know anything about the movie. I have no idea what this movie. It was called Magnum Opus. That was the name of the movie. Magnum Opus was the name of the movie, right? So I go in and the the wardrobe lady comes over and they put me in a double-breasted suit. And the wardrobe lady said, now he can't wear a double-breasted suit because Al's wearing a double-breasted suit.
Al.
Al, right? I'm like, Al, wait a minute. Al, could that be
no.
could that be Al Pacino? Is that possible? Right? So I find out that it is Al Pacino.
Wow.
And Quentin Tarantino directed it. And Leonardo DiCaprio was there. I'd met him. Right, so here, check this out. So we're all in wardrobe. It's Monday. We're all ready to do the shoot, and Al's sitting at the table. He's on the phone having a drink, and I'm the maitre d', right? So he calls me over. I come over and he said, yes, Mr. Schwartz. Schwartz was his name. Al kept saying Schwartz, and Tarantino was getting a little upset with him. But anyways, Schwartz, not Schwartz. Right? So okay, so. Would you like another, Mr. Schwartz? Okay, so fine. So I go off, right? And in the meantime, we have to do another take, and Leonardo DiCaprio walks in. So now I'm standing here, Al's sitting there, Tarantino's sitting there behind his camera, and DiCaprio is standing over there.
It's all the Italian boys.
I'm like, this, okay, so when am I going to wake up from this dream? You know, it's
right.
You know, it's incredible. And they confiscated our phones, so no pictures or anything like that. But here's the kicker to the whole story. After it was over, they had a bus to take us back to home base, but I said, I want to walk. It's only 3 blocks. I want to soak in just what happened. You know, I want to think about what just happened.
What just happened to
So
me?
as I turn the corner, they're getting ready to set up the street shot with Al driving a Rolls Royce, and Tarantino's sitting in his director chair. So I went over to him. I said, Tarantino, thank you so much. I said, it's such a pleasure. You know, and he said, you said it better than Al. Schwartz. He kept saying Schwartz. You know that, right? I said, yeah. I said, would it be possible if we have a selfie? Here's what he said. You ready? How about a handshake? I'm like, what? I said, okay. I was so disappointed.
Get what you can take.
Yeah. So I took the handshake.
So tell us, I understand you're producing a show now.
I'm
Is that right?
I'm doing a one-man comedy special. It's going to be taped for TV. Netflix is interested. Amazon is interested. They want to see it. I'm shooting it actually at Freedom Hall in Anthem, Sun City, Anthem, because I actually live there. That's where I live. So it's like 500 feet from my house.
Oh,
Yes,
I know.
That's the best. That's the best.
Right? So, So I'm bringing in a director and an executive producer from LA. I've got the project managers in New Zealand, and there's a guy in Chicago and a guy in New York. So we have a 9-member team that's going to do the whole show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be Friday, August 15th at 7 o'clock.
Now, is this going to be in front of a studio audience?
Well, what we're doing is we're charging $10. Now, usually it's 40 or 35 for residents.
Right.
We're charging $10.
At what time?
It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Yay!
Yeah, we won't be sleepy yet. I hope not.
A reasonable hour. A reasonable hour.
So we're doing that. We're doing that on the 15th of August. We're looking forward to it. Very exciting. Contracts are signed. Tickets go on sale Thursday, and we're moving step by step. And it's going to be something.
Will you be sure to let me know, because I can certainly help you.
Well, I hope so.
Pushes,
You better
yes.
tell everybody.
I will tell everybody to go there and see Ed.
You have such a huge following. I know you do.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely growing.
Yeah,
it's definitely
good for
growing
you.
every single
well,
week.
You know
and-
what? You're the type of person. You're out there. You're working. You're trying to do stuff. I watch you all the time. You know, you're trying to get on, do a few minutes. Let me steal a spot here.
Right,
I'll host over
right.
here. Let me get it. You know.
Yeah,
And that's what you have to do.
You never turn any opportunity down.
No.
You know, always.
Until you're famous. Don't turn anything down, because you never know where it's going to lead you.
Exactly.
Now,
exactly.
if you're George Clooney or Al Pacino, and they offer you a role, then now you're like, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure
Al Pacino
DiCaprio
ever offered me a role.
I'm sure DiCaprio said, "Oh, okay, I'll do it. What, the crazy clown from the circus? Yeah, I'll do that one." Yeah. No.
Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
No, so
Well,
but
that's fantastic.
at the level of when you're at a certain level, you take whatever you can.
Yeah, now you see, isn't this inspiring? Isn't this an inspiration to you, Kay? I mean, you are just getting rolling in
That's
this
right.
business. I mean,
And if you ever need any console or any questions or anything I can help you with,
Perfect.
not bragging again, but I have
I got a couple connections. Yeah.
I
He
know.
knows Al Pacino.
I know.
Hey, let me just say this. I know a few people.
Yeah, we can do a few things.
I love hanging out with Italians.
But seriously, you know, you can tell how to get in touch with me if you
Yeah,
want. If you have
absolutely.
any questions or the show, or you want me to whatever.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
You know,
I
Ed is
appreciate
great. He's very, he's very responsive. All I had to do was just kind of I
Boom.
just
Yeah, I'm
messaged
there.
him and he
Be
was
here.
there.
And she was there for my show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We did,
We
Always
had a good
Funny in
time.
Vegas.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
fun. That was a good
a
time,
great, it was a really great time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I love that.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God, look at this. The time is
Oh, my
is
goodness.
running away from us.
We're having too much
oh
fun.
my goodness. I have to announce our winners for today. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, look at this. Okay. Our sweepstakes winners for today. Let's see, it's 6/17, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hyla from San Diego and Amy from Connecticut.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so we got California and Connecticut. I'm telling you, I have got winners from
That is
all over the
unbelievable.
country, from all like Texas, Minnesota,
they've-
Florida.
And this is going on
Yes.
YouTube, right? Where they go
This
do-
is on YouTube.
And then wow,
That's right.
Good for you. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
absolutely excellent. I'm so excited, and I thank you all for subscribing. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. There is no purchase necessary. Just sign up, subscribe away, and you know what? Say hi in the comments. And like I said, let us know who your favorite eye candy is. Because I really want to know, and I really want to kind of bring these guys back. And certainly, it's especially, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be eye candy at any age.
That's
You
right.
could be Cougarlicious at any age.
Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
You don't have to,
whoa.
And that's what we're doing with the
Yeah.
term, with Cougarlicious. We're turning it around. We're making it a positive statement. And like all power to you, ladies. I love you. Okay, and again, before we go, we have our sweepstakes winners. And remember, when you what you win on the sweepstakes is you win a $50 certificate to our online store. And that's at cougarlicious.com. And here's a little segment here where we have wine glasses. We have our fabulous gold coffee mugs. We have T-shirts. And we have crop tops. And we have ladies' underwear.
That's what I'm talking about.
And some tote bags. So be sure, you get a $50 certificate for that. Just, I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. And once again, recognition to our sponsors, Linder Health Skincare. Linder Health, that's right, linderhealth.com. Just put linderhealth.com/Donna, order some product, and get yourself a free gift. Okay, so again, I just really, this time just goes by.
Well, when you're having a good time, that's what happens.
It does. It does. It's just fabulous to have you both here. I hope that you'll come back and visit again.
Absolutely.
Say what?
Yeah.
If I'm eye candy, I gotta come back.
Yeah, and I want to find out how your show
Yes.
keeps
Yeah,
going
let me
over
know.
there at the
Yeah.
composers
I'll come
room.
down and check it out.
Yes,
please.
and
Sure.
we'll be posting that too, so everybody will know.
Lovely.
Okay,
Great.
very
Yeah.
good. Okay, everybody, that's our show. So, bye for now.
Cougarlicious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. Oh, Cougarlicious, watch me take my stand, grooving to the beat. Come and take my hand.
Hey gang, Donna Joy here to tell you about our summer sweepstakes starting now. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe button and be sure to leave a comment. And beginning in June, we'll be drawing names to win special gift certificates at our online store at www.cougarlicious.com. It's a great way to support the channel, and I have much appreciation for all of you. Thank you, and remember to Cougar on.